Assalamu alaikum students. I hope all of you are fine. I am your teacher Aisha Anwar. Welcome to the computer class. We are studying chapter number 3, which is about office automation. Up till now, we have covered its basic concept, that what is office automation, why do we need it, and what are the different tools that are used to automate an office. Today we are going to revise the basic things again, and we will learn some more features of MS Word today. So let's start today's lecture. As we have already discussed that office automation means the use of latest technology to create, store, process, and communicate information for doing the basic task in an office on daily basis. It means that we have to use different type of new softwares that are available in market to perform the daily routine task of an office. We know that this era is the era of technology. We cannot move on without using the computers and the latest technology. So the term office automation refers to the use of modern technology and that modern technology is used for managing a complete office work. So the softwares or the systems which are used to automate an office are known as office automation systems, or in short, we call it as OAS. There are many softwares available in the market to help out our routine task in an office, but most commonly used office automation software is Microsoft Office. We all are familiar with the word Microsoft Office, and most of us have already used some tools from the Microsoft Office. It contains a wide variety of applications like MS Word, MS Excel, MS Access, MS PowerPoint, and MS Outlook. And each of this software is specialized in one main thing. For example, we use MS Word to create different type of documents. MS Excel is used for the mathematical work and for the calculations. MS Access is used to develop small scale databases. MS PowerPoint is used to create the multimedia presentations, and MS Outlook is a software that is used to manage the emails. So Microsoft Office is a very useful software, and we must learn and practice it in order to get the complete knowledge of the software. There are many office automation tools available, but in your book, we will be discussing 3 of them: MS Word, MS Excel, and InPage. You have already got the introductory lecture about MS Word in previous week. Today we are going to move on and we'll learn some further features of MS Word. Today we will learn how to insert special symbols and equations in MS Word. To insert these special symbols, we have to go to the Insert tab, and Insert tab you can see the option in the right hand corner. The word symbol is written over there. You can simply click on this and select the required symbol. Same is the method to insert the equations. We have to insert the equations in order to make some documents. For example, if you have noticed that your mathematics question paper is computerized and all the equations that are written in it by your teachers are also typed, not handwritten. So it is a difficult task to write down the equation in MS Word. So we use this feature of MS Word. There are many built-in equations options are available, like area of circle, binomial theorem, expansion of a sum, Fourier series, and here you can see insert new equation option. So it means that we can select among these and we can also insert new equation according to my own requirement. So equations can also be inserted by using the Insert tab and then clicking on the equation button on the right upper corner. The things we are learning theoretically will be demonstrated in MS Word in the end of the lecture. Now, formatting text, paragraph and page. Whenever we create a document, we need to properly format that document. We need proper headings, proper colors, proper sizes, and proper font styles so that our document can be readable. There are many options available to design the document and to format the document. Today we will learn how to format the text and paragraph. You can see various options available in Home tab in MS Word. Home tab is the first tab in MS Word window. On Home tab, you can see the complete portion is dedicated for the font options. You can see the font is written over here. There are some options available over here, like Times New Roman is a font style or a font type. Then you can see this 12 is written, this is the font size. We can change the font size. We can make the text bigger or smaller, whatever the requirement is. We can change the color of a font with this option. And there are also many other options available, like to bold the text, to make italic the text, to underline the text, and so on, to make the powers, to write on the subscript or the superscript like you study in your chemistry and in mathematics. So all these options are available in formatting text. You can also format the text by this complete options available in this window. This window is open when you click on this arrowhead in the right corner. I am highlighting it. You can see that there is a small arrowhead present in the font box in the right corner. When you click on this arrowhead, you see this dialog box open. Here you can see some other options are also available. Some are same and some new options are available, like font style, Times New Roman, then bold, italic, regular or underline, font style, then size. Then there are some other effects available, like if we want to make all letters small caps or capital small letters or capital letters, or if we want to write some text in the base or in power, we use some various options from this box. We will be doing it practically, then you will get it in a better way. After font settings, paragraph formatting options are also available in Home tab. We have to format the paragraphs in order to give the professional look to the documents. So there are many options. For example, some alignments like left alignment, center alignment, right alignment, and justification or justified. What does these alignment mean? Left alignment means it will align the text to the left margin of the document. It means that all the text will start with the same line but on the left hand side. Right hand side will align the margin from the right side. Central alignment will align the text within the right and left margins both, and justify will align the text both to the right and left margins with the equal spaces in between them. All the lines start with the same point and all the lines end at the same space. So here I am going to start a short practical demonstration for what we have learned today theoretically, so that we will be having a better understanding. I am going to open MS Word. I have installed MS Word 2016. Just open a blank document over here. Select the blank document. This is the first screen that appears when you open a MS Word document. Okay, now let's type something. Welcome to the computer class. Chapter 3, Office Automation. Now you can see that the font size is very small. So to change the font size and to apply the different options, first of all, you need to select the text. I have selected Welcome to the computer class. Now, the first option is available for font. There is a long list present over here. You can select the different type of font styles. Okay, first of all, let's make bigger the font bigger, so that you can clearly see the difference between the different font styles. Now you can see that the bigger the number, the bigger the size of a heading. Let's make it 28. Now you can see there is a long list of font styles available. I'm just rolling over my mouse on those styles and you can see the change that is occurring in the heading. Okay, let's select this one. Welcome to the computer class. Now I want to make it bold and underline. Simply select the text and select this small B written over here. Simply press it now. This, you can notice the difference. Now underline. So this is the first heading that I have given it to my document. The second one is chapter number 3, office automation. Now let's change its setting. Let's make it size 26. Now you can please notice or observe the alignment options. The both of these lines are left aligned according to the current settings. Now I am going to align this second line as the center alignment. Now you can see that this text is appearing in the center of the page. So this is the center alignment. Now I am again going to change the alignment. I am going to make it to the left, and I am going to type some text so that we can explore some further options. Office automation refers to the use of modern technology to perform routine or daily based task of an office. Here, if you have noticed that I have done a spelling mistake, and you can see this red underline over the word routine. So this red zigzag line shows that I have done some spelling mistake, so I have to correct it. So one way is to correct the spelling is just to right click over the wrong word, and here you can see a list of the options available. Maybe the word which you want to type is misspelled, you can select the correct word from the available list, or you can also just type the missing letter, and you can correct your word. Okay, now notice that I have typed 3 lines on the screen right now. This first line is ending over here, and the second line is ending over here. This type of setting does not look nice in official documents. It has to be justified from the start as well as the end, because I have selected the left alignment. So you can see all the 3 lines are left aligned and are starting with the same point, but their ending point is different. To change this setting, you can select the text and simply select the justify option. Justify. Now you can see that uh, this document is looking much better with this setting. Okay, I'm going to change the alignment. Let's suppose central alignment. Now you can see that all the text is centrally aligned with your left margin and with your right margin. But I like this justified settings, so I will continue the rest of the practical demonstration with this. Okay, now I want to change the color of a heading. I will select the heading, and here you can see the option font color, and simply click on that. A very range variety of colors is available, and you can also, if you don't like any color from the available colors, you can simply select the more colors by selecting this. The color box selection will be available. You can select any shade, like let me select some blue color. Okay, like this. So in this way we can simply change the font color. Okay, now I'm going to apply some more settings on the next line. This is the arrowhead which we have discussed. Simply click on that. Here you can see the options that are available, like strike through. When we will select this strike through, you will see the line will cut the text like this. Double strike like this. Superscript, subscript. I will demonstrate these options in some mathematical data. Small caps means all the letter will appear in small size, small font. Okay, let's do it as strike through just to show you. Now you can see the line appearing in the middle of the text. You can select anything according to your requirement. Okay, there are some other options available to insert bullets and to insert numbers in our document. For example, if you have noticed that in your books, when there is a topic or when there is a heading which has 3 or 4 sub points or subheadings, those headings are usually numbered, or you have used some type of bullets in front of them. For example, I want to write down some points. I can select the option bullets or numbering. You can see the various options are available, like the numeric, the Roman, the ABC. You can select whatever you like. This is the first point. Now press enter. You can type the second point or whatever you like. In this way, you can make the points in your document. Okay, now let's discuss how to insert symbols and equations. Simply go to the insert tab. In the right corner, you can see these options, equations and symbols. Simply click on the option symbols and select more symbols. Here you can see a large variety of symbols available. Like I'm scrolling through it, you can see it and you can try. For example, this dollar symbol, hash sign, and there are some other large variety of symbols. These symbols are normally used to make question papers, especially mathematics and physics and chemistry. Those have special symbols, or maybe some other type of task can be done. Some Urdu symbols or letters or like this. For example, like this division symbol. In mathematics, we use this division symbol, but in computer we use simple slash. But in question papers, if we want to show the students to perform division, we will be using this division symbol. Simply select the symbol you want to insert and click the insert button. When you click the insert button, you can notice that this symbol is appeared on the document. Like whatever you want to select, like steric, or some symbols are present on your keyboard, like this hash symbol, dollar sign, and you cannot see these type of symbols in your keyboard, so that's why this option is available. Copyright, this C is for copyright. So in this way you can insert the symbols in your document. Now, how can we insert the equation? Again, in insert tab, in the right corner, you can see the option equation. Simply select the equation. Here you can see the equations already available for area of a circle and some binomial theorem, expansion of a sum, Fourier series, or you can insert some new equation according to your need. Now here you can type your equation, like for example, if I want to type in like fraction. Okay, let me select this. 34 divided by 2, let's suppose. So in this way you can insert the different equations or mathematical expression. This is the simplest type of equation that I have inserted. Now let's try some other. Okay, let's select this area of a circle. Simply I have selected, and you can see that a is equals to pi r square. We cannot see this pi symbol available on your keyboard. Instead you can select it from the insert and symbols, or from insert and then equation option. Okay, let's try to insert some more equations for your learning. Select the option insert, then equations, and insert new equation. Here you can see, okay, I think you must have learned the concept of matrices. Yes, I have seen the book of mathematics of class 9th, and you have the concept of matrices in your book. So let's insert a matrix. Now I am going to make, simply select them one by one, and you can enter the values from the keyboard. So in this way we can insert different type of equations, and all those settings that we have already discussed can be applied on these equations and symbols as well. We can change the size, we can change the color. Let's suppose green, and I'm going to highlight them. If I want to highlight, I can highlight them, and this is the complete options available for your document setting. I think it is very much easy. You will learn as much as you will practice. So you have to practice and share your work with me. Send me your screenshots. Okay, let's discuss the task that you have to do. You have to practice the paragraph formatting for your work, and share your screenshots with me. Those who are having the facility, please try to do it, and those who are not having the computers or laptops right now, they have to do a single line question. What is the difference between text formatting and paragraph formatting? That's all for today. Thank you.